If the events of the past few years are anything to go by, one thing we cannot overemphasize is that life as we know it is very unpredictable. With the pandemic, political instability in many nations, and a full-blown war in Europe for the first time this century, it's hard to imagine that you haven't experienced some kind of downtime or recession already. And this probably has you thinking, would it ever stop? When will it all be over? But the better question to ask yourself is, can I survive if this doesn't get better? Can I stay afloat with my current finances? Well, if you've pondered this and come up short, then today's video is for you, as we want to discuss ways to survive financial crises. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight to it. Welcome to ALUX. Now, the first thing you need to do is to come up with a budget. You need to know how much money is coming in and how much is going out. Make a list of your income and compare that to how much you spend in a month. Where are you financially? What is your net worth? What is your financial position if you clear all your debts? These are things that you should know. That's why it's important to draw up a budget to help you adequately plan on how you spend based on how much you get. This way you can easily see what needs to be corrected, your spending, how much income you make, or even the decisions you make. Creating a budget is your first step towards surviving a financial crisis. And with your budget ready, you can now limit your expenses. Yes, reduce how much you spend by eliminating things that are not necessary. Now, perhaps you think this is overkill, but during a financial crisis, knowing how to cut down costs goes a long way in saving you lots of money. Those takeout nights, expensive dinners, avoidable trips are all things you could try to spend less money on. Limiting your expenses helps to closely manage your bills. Are you wondering how? Well, it's easy. Studying your income and expenses makes it so you spend a lot of time organizing your money flow, and this means you'll tend to pay your bills on time rather than having to pay extra costs on making a late payment. A method to make this easier would be to simply automate your finances. This just means that you're scheduling all of your payments electronically, which likely isn't a problem because most of the world is fully digitized by this point. Automating your payments makes it almost impossible for you to miss a payment, as the system literally just runs its course. All you have to do is program it. And if you want to survive a financial crisis, then you need to have an emergency fund. It really doesn't matter how little or how much you earn, you definitely want to have something saved up for situations like this. Let's take, for example, some sort of financial crisis hits. Your immediate go-to has to be the money that you have right now. If you don't have any money saved, there's nowhere to survive from, hence the importance of this emergency fund. The most common advice is to save up the money amounting to at least 6 months of your income. But with the unpredictability of things, you might want to make it a year or even more. Just do what feels comfortable as long as you're making a conscious effort to increase the fund consistently. Emergency funds make it so you don't have to resort to credit cards or even taking loans that will definitely come with higher interest. So if you don't already have an emergency fund, now is the time to start one. And don't just start, keep building it. You know what they say, the more the merrier. And one thing you really should work towards securing is a steady income flow. And this is only possible if you have some form of job security. If you think your employment status might be affected by some sort of crisis, then it's time to start thinking of finding new ways to earn. Practically nobody can guarantee their job is 100% bulletproof. Even essential service workers get cut sometimes. It's important that you find a way to earn, even if it's on your own terms, a means to make yourself financially secure. If there's one thing we can learn from this pandemic, it's that there are several ways to make money. You can either leverage on the skills you already have, upskill, or even learn new skills that are in demand. This is what's going to help you stay afloat in a world that is constantly changing. So now more than ever, you need to diversify your income. Find a side gig that works for you. This way you stay secure even in times of uncertainty. Monetize your hobby. Look for possibilities to earn with every opportunity and try not to set limits on yourself. Now, once you've got a steady income stream, the next thing you need to do is invest. Investments help you to make income passively. That way you're making money without even being there. Take some of that money you make and put it into profitable businesses. Don't invest based on sentiment. That would most likely lead to a loss. Conduct some research, do your homework, and make investments in businesses that will bring more income to you. Also, pretty importantly, you don't want to start worrying or fidgeting during a recession if you've made investments. Avoid those knee-jerk reactions that cause you to instantly make emotional decisions about your investments. So try to ride out these murky moments and hope for the upswing, because that's all a part of the natural rhythm of the economy. Reach out to a trusted financial aid before making any big decisions or changes concerning your investments. And it's practically impossible to save for an emergency fund or even invest if you find yourself in constant debt. If you want to survive during a financial crisis, you definitely don't want to have people hounding you for money that you owe them. So make sure you commit to paying off your debts, especially those that attract high interest rates. Yes, for some people, it's almost impossible to live without debt, though it's still important that you make evaluations of the debts you have and make efforts to pay them so you can unburden yourself as much as possible. This might seem like a daunting task, but it's very straightforward. All you have to do is divert some of the extra money you earn toward paying off your debts. Credit cards are the ones you really want to look into paying as soon as possible, because having good credit cannot be overemphasized. And that's most often a last resort for people, so you don't want to have an insurmountable credit debt. You could also look into getting a better credit card deal, something that charges a lower rate. With this, you could pay less interest, and it can help you to pay off your debts faster or even give you some breathing room with how much you spend. And while trying to organize your finances and set yourself straight, it's also important you do not neglect routine maintenance. Keeping your home, your car, even your health in great condition can help you to save a lot in the long run. Imagine having to spend money on fixing a termite invasion or spending a lot of money treating type 2 diabetes because of a junk food diet. Preventative measures are always a good place to start, hence why it would be wise to keep on top of your routine maintenance stuff. You might think you don't have the time or the resources to take care of them right away, but you should remember they would probably cause bigger problems if left unchecked, so you might as well deal with it now. Insurance is another important part of surviving a loss, and because of this, it's important you have some good insurance. The power of excellent insurance cannot be underestimated, but it's also important to shop around for lower insurance rates. It doesn't help if you're carrying around too much insurance, or if you could be getting the insurance you have at a better price. These are changes that can affect your monthly expenses and help to reduce those costs. Now, in regard to your current policies and the ones you intend to purchase, it's very important you have the insurance coverage you really need, not just the bare minimum. Educating yourself is an investment that will do you a world of good. And especially if you've got investments, constantly keeping up to date on financial trends will help you to make more informed decisions as to what to do with your finances. So read books, study reports, do research, basically delve into anything that can help you to improve your financial literacy. Consider taking online courses. There are so many of those at your disposal today. We've even got a learning pack on our app called The Principles of Building Wealth. If you've got a paid subscription to the app, you've got access to it already, or you can purchase it without signing up all the way. Everything you need to learn is just out there waiting for you to tap into it. And finally, you can't go through life totally alone. When we have happy moments, we like to share those with others, and it should be the same when we're struggling or going through a trying time. It's important to inform your friends and family. Going through situations like this without help doesn't make you strong. It just reduces the amount of valid input you could get toward getting better or more productive. So speak to someone that you trust, your parents, your partner, your friends, even a professional. You just never know where and in what form help might come, so it's important you try to keep your options open. What a ride, Aluxer! Remember that if you want legit financial advice tailored to your specific needs, you should definitely be talking to a professional, as these are just tips to help you along. And since you stuck with us up until this point, here's a bonus. You've earned it. Acknowledge that crises are bound to happen, and that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Yes, it's inevitable that these things will happen sometimes. The most important thing is how we minimize damage and how we recover after that. So instead of trying to predict what might cause a financial crisis, focus instead on how to protect yourself if it ever happens. Nobody saw the 2020 pandemic coming, but it happened nonetheless. Life is unpredictable, Aluxer, so direct your energy and focus toward preparing against and recovering after such a crisis. You'll definitely be glad you did. Do you have any more tips on how to survive a financial crisis? Share your tips in the comments section, because this is a learning opportunity for us all. Thank you for watching this video, Aluxer. If you found it valuable, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community. And if you're still hungry for more, we handpicked this video for you to watch next, or head over to our website for more amazing content. See you tomorrow.